Do you want to master money and make it work for you? On this Tony Robbins book, Money, Master the Game, the 7 simple steps to financial freedom, you'll discover the steps you need to take to achieve real financial freedom. Whether you're just starting your career or moving towards retirement, Money offers sound advice from seasoned professionals on saving and investing so you can live the life you want. Who is this for? Anyone concerned about how to afford retirement. Anyone who wants to manage their money more effectively. Anyone who wants advice from billionaires on how to become rich. What do I get out of it? Find out what you should do if you want to attain financial freedom. What ends up happening to people who are a couch potato? The people who just sit on the couch all the time not doing a thing. They end up obese. Strangely, money is the very opposite of that. If you leave money sitting around, you will only lose it since you aren't investing it in anything at all. If you want your pile of money to grow, you must find a way to use it and work with it. The following video precisely explains the way to make your tiny pile of money end up growing to become a huge pile that will allow you to live a life of luxury precisely the way you please. You have to invest it into the correct areas. Only then will you obtain financial freedom. And if you do it exactly right, you could end up not ever having to get a job again. In the ensuing video, you will find out the way the seasons during the year will assist you in strategizing the investments you make, the amount of money you honestly require saving prior to quitting a job, as well as why if you believe in yourself, it's the top piece of monetary advice you can get. Compounding will make sure the money you invest will continue to grow every year. Is your money working hard to help you? If you act like a lot of folks, that likely isn't a bit true. You probably just left it in the bank, and it won't grow very fast there, or in some cases won't grow at all. That has to be changed. You have to get your money to work hard for you, particularly because you might not be able to count on traditional ways of saving money someday. You might think it's hard to grow your money, or perhaps you're okay with the money you make, no matter if it will be enough for your expenses upon retirement. Since you just think you'll be able to count on your pension to meet your needs, or that you have your retirement account ready to go to support you in the future. Sadly, that is not a fact. A majority of the retirement systems in the world have failed. In the US, people count on their 401k retirement plan to meet their financial needs when they get old. And for a lot of them, this is all they have. Several types of pension plans got socked in 2008 when there was a financial crisis, which caused a lot of folks to lose quite a bit of money. This can be avoided if your money is working for you via compounding. Compounding is allowing your money to be developed every year via letting interest on it get higher. For instance, if you're investing $100 and you expect a 10% profit on it, then you just leave that money where it is. It will keep producing a 10% profit every year. Soon, you will have a lot more than that original $100. When Benjamin Franklin died back in 1790, he delivered $1,000 to Philadelphia and Boston. He specified that the money was to be invested and that no one could touch the money for 100 years. When 100 years had passed, the cities took out $500K but left the rest there. They let it stay another century. Do you know how much was in there then? A whopping $6.5 million. You should be putting money into an investment account every single month, no matter if it's a small or a big amount. Therefore, what does a person need to do to get similar results and gain financial freedom? Firstly, to become financially secure, it is easy. Keep adding more money to your account because if you do not do this, the money will never grow larger. It's not always easy to save money. However, you need to think about it not in a boring way, but that is something you have to strive for. Think of it as putting money into an account to gain financial freedom. A financial freedom fund will end up like a personally owned ATM where you can get money when needed. There will not be much money at first, but in time it can grow a lot, just like with Ben Franklin's money. It's sort of like mountain climbing. It's difficult when you first start out, and you may not think you'll ever get to the top. But once you do, you will be so happy you made the effort to work hard. It's vital to keep adding money to that freedom fund even during times you may believe you do not have the money. You can always add at least a tiny amount to it. I mean, is it really necessary to get that fast food after work? Why not cook dinner at home instead of ordering takeout food? Making those kinds of little tweaks will help you save a lot of money. And thankfully, compounding will make sure that you get better returns for all the money you are able to save. In the long run, you ought to strive to put away at least 10% of the money you earn. Yes, that can be hard in the beginning. So, if you can do at least 5%, or less if necessary, you will start getting some benefits from it gaining interest. Be careful not to fall into any investment traps. Do proper research and discover the safest and best spots to invest your money. Anytime someone talks about automatic investing, it makes people nervous. You might say, but what if I've invested in the wrong deal? Or, ought I to hire an expert to take care of the investments I make? Financial experts really do not know what the best thing for you to do is regarding your money. A lot of folks allow their stockbroker to take care of their investments, but there's a vital thing to recall. They get paid no matter if your fund makes a profit or doesn't. They're all there to sell you something, no matter if it's something good or something bad. Other folks make investments in things like mutual funds or a collective made up of investment prospects managed by an expert. Mutual funds many times have big fees you have to pay, however. Whenever you contemplate those fees as well as the median return they can earn, it's clear those funds are not the best financial decision to go with. There's actually someone that can be trusted. They're called a fiduciary. These are experts required by law to only have your interest in mind, which is not the same as how stockbrokers work, so you can truly rely on the advice from a fiduciary. It's possible to learn how to make your own investments, but you need to remember some helpful rules. The initial rule is you must believe in yourself, because a fatalistic approach will automatically cause someone to fail. After that, you have to do the proper research. Do not make the mistake of believing in myths or carelessly doing something just because someone else did it. Discover what's needed. You may additionally learn more on the things successful folks did when they made investments. Then find out if it's possible for you to do it too. Lastly, be careful. Do not expect to beat the system or make it big immediately, as that rarely happens. Try to do the best you can. However, just remember there's no easy, instant path that will magically make you rich. Have you set a monetary goal? Or do you desire to merely pay your bills? Or do you want to live like a rich person does? How much money do you believe you're going to require to be totally free and have no more monetary stress? How much money? A few hundred? Several thousand? Or a couple million? Firstly, you have to get real. Do not attempt any goals that are impossible to attain. In the end, those goals are dependent on you and whatever you desire. Here's 5 different goals to get you started on contemplating exactly where you desire going. Goal 1. Produce enough money from your investments for covering your essential bills every month. Example: rent, food, mortgage, transportation, and utilities. Goal 2. Produce enough money to cover essential needs along with some extra for doing fun things, such as new clothing or recreation. Goal 3. Produce enough money to safeguard your monetary independence. That means living wholly on the compounding interest and you never have to go to work again. The median yearly spending for a U.S. adult is $34,688. Therefore, if you wish to produce that amount of money every year, you'd require around $640,000 in that freedom fund you're creating. Goal 4. Do not merely allow your investments to set you free from working. You want them to also better your lifestyle. Make even more money, and then you will be able to dine in those fancy restaurants or go on an expensive vacation. Goal 5. Reach total financial freedom. That means you have sufficient money to do whatever you like at all times. Contemplate on those objectives and decide which ones meet your monetary aspirations and dreams. If you do not have a plan yet, it is simple to get swamped or become lost in all the details. Whenever you have a plan to aim for, things will go smoother. Whenever you determine the amount of money needed in that freedom fund, it's possible to begin thinking about ways you wish to invest your money. The road to financial freedom might start off slow. However, do not despair, as time will work for you. Whenever you begin your adventure to gaining financial freedom, it will be difficult at the start, but you can't stop now. You can attain financial freedom just as long as you don't stop working towards it. Along the journey, you will certainly run into other people who've saved more money, and you could think you don't make enough to save more yourself. But do not allow any of that to stop you. You must ignore anything that tells you to stop trying. Self-doubt is not all that could deter someone. Another item which many times stifles folks is short-term philosophy. A lot of folks overestimate the things they can do in 1 year. Then they end up underestimating what can be done in 10 years. If someone doesn't meet their objective in the initial year, don't stop, keep going. It's possible to make up for it in the long run. As you continue to work towards gaining financial freedom, you should keep several hints in mind. Firstly, speed it all up by altering your life as well as your lifestyle. Do not wait for retirement to do some downsizing. Do that immediately so it's possible to save money on things like your mortgage, taxes, and heating bill. Additionally, just invest whenever you are sure you will receive a good return. That will make sure the compounding keeps going at a good rate. A great rule to employ here is only invest whenever you think the return is going to be more than 5 times your investment. No matter if that doesn't happen, likely 3 out of 5 times you will still earn enough. And last, always continue to try to make your tax bill lower. Most Americans pay more than 54% of the money they make in the form of taxes. So try your best to lower that amount. To get all you can out of your freedom fund, be sure to diversify and keep your investments balanced. So, when you've saved a sufficient amount in your freedom fund, you are ready to make your investment. What comes next? The key to a wish investment is to know how to diversify. You ought to invest in varied financial products, which all vary in terms of risk. There are 3 areas, which are called buckets, where you should concentrate all of your investments. The initial bucket is a security bucket. That's where the investments go which are the most secure, no matter if they are not exactly the top profit makers. Bonds, for instance, belong here. Bonds do not deliver huge returns, however, you aren't likely to lose money either. Next, you have the growth bucket. That's where you put the riskier investments. That's where you are able to earn some huge returns, yet it's possible you might lose money as well. This would include things like equities, example, shares and stocks. A lot of stocks will beat the market average eventually, however, they could be somewhat volatile and lose some value in the short range. The final bucket is the dream bucket. That's the place you stick profits you earn from those previous buckets. This bucket is meant to help you improve your way of life. Don't forget, the whole point of attaining financial freedom is so you can spend your money any way you like. If you do not have this dream bucket, what's the use of investing and saving? So what amount ought to go into each of these buckets? Well, that is dependent on what kind of attitude you have, as well as how much of a risk you're willing to take, how strong your freedom fund is, as well as what you want the money to pay for. Try to maintain a balance as you make as well as lose money. You'll have to keep moving your money around constantly so you can make sure each of your buckets has the ideal amount of money. Take some advice from the smart investors to get some guidance, yet be certain to get some insurance to get you through the bad time frames as well. If you really wish to be successful, it's a great idea to learn from folks who have had previous success. Finances are no different. Whenever you study and then copy what the other successful investors accomplished, you will have a greater chance of meeting your objectives. One such successful person is Ray Dalio, founder of Bridgewater Associates, which is the biggest hedge fund worldwide. His investment plan is called the all-season allocation. It is created to assist someone in making money no matter the kind of finances they have. The economy travels via varied time frames, just like the annual seasons. All-season allocation tactics guide you in the best ways to earn money no matter how the market changes. Contemplate the following investment blend that Dalio uses. Place 7.5% of all your assets into gold as well as 7.5% into commodities. These are many times great investments, even when the world economy is suffering from high inflation. After that, place 30% into stocks, particularly in times when there's high growth, and that's when you will earn more money. Lastly, place 50% into US bonds, as they are not very risky. Additionally, whatever technique you follow, make sure you get some insurance on the money of any bad times. Change part of your savings by investing in annuities or else some kind of financial contracts where the insurance company has guaranteed you receive future payments in exchange for instant payments. That will assist in ensuring you receive a guaranteed lifetime salary. Whenever you're okay with all-season allocation, then you can create your income insurance via annuities, and you will reach that financial freedom you crave. Closing summary. The main message. Anyone can get their financial freedom if they have some dedication and are ready to save money, as well as set to take the needed steps. So, don't stop, no matter if things start out slow in the beginning. Diversify all of your investments, get some trusted advice, get ready for all the varied monetary seasons, and don't forget to get insurance. If you put in some hard work, it's possible to end up being the master of your money and live whatever lifestyle you truly desire. Actionable guidance. Do not forget the financial goal, to be able to spend your money exactly how you wish. Money itself cannot bring happiness. It is the things you do with your money which matter. Having tons of money in a bank account will not make someone happy. However, spending that money in the correct manner will. So, don't forget you are working towards being able to do that in ways you like or which are meaningful to you. Do not ever forget, saving itself is not the real point at all.